don't. I don't know no dudes who even think like that. And then especially just maybe it's a guy thing, but even to even think like that, you look at it as feminine. Like nigga, you ain't no feelings. Yeah. Like to even say some shit. Oh, bro, you didn't check up on me when I did this.
Yeah.
Talking about. So I think a lot of entitlement. I can see that. With the guy friends, it's less entitlement. It's just like enjoy your company, enjoy mine. They enjoy each other's company over a certain activity, whether it be video games, or sports, or whatever.
Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away.
That's that. Everybody trying to
inside the 5-yard line.
Speaking of one thing, I was gonna mention that Kendrick shit. You saw the thing where they were basically saying he had bots. It was like he body, like the views and all that. Yeah, like what the fuck? Like I can believe all the other ones, but that's not like. But everything else, I can probably. The Meet the Grams, the amount of views that has, it has that Meet the Grams one to me. That one for sure probably is. I feel like that's a song. But classified as a song. It's like that's the type of song you listen to one time and then you're done. You listen to one time. These niggas, they like that shit. And they're singing
to the air. It's Young.
They like that shit.
Makes the throw across.
But I just look at all this. We ain't gonna get to it.
They bring it down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game. They attack the deep middle of this defense. Big play.
Nice job giving that quarterback time to throw. Good job of making that read to the middle of the field and working against those safeties.
Yeah, like man, it's just like, oh, it must be good. It must be good. Everyone thinks it's good. I don't want to. They got 100 million streams. Like, well, that's why I say it's just nigga. You gotta cheat to win. I don't even. But I just know in that music business, that shit is very prevalent. Like a lot of people do that whole fake shit. We know people personally who just
have fake followers,
fake views. So especially with music shit, this idea of like needing the image to maintain. I already know that shit is in the game for sure. Like,
see, that's one thing that's they understand how the majority of the world works. So let's play into that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if the majority of the world want to listen to people who have over 500,000 followers, let me buy these 500,000 followers.
Everything's perception. You know what I'm saying? Trying to have perceived value.
It's strategic, but for the ones who really care about like the art form and take pride in the craft, it's like they put down upon it, which is fine. But the majority of
he can throw the deep ball, he can throw that touch pass, and that
hear a clean beat, some mumbling words that rhyme together, that sound clean. It's like, but yeah, that.
Yeah, they was talking about it on the Joe Budden podcast. The big screen, the bot shit. Yeah.
Makes the handoff, making the throw. And it's incomplete. Targeting the man right near the goal line.
Like this one nigga was like, oh, when y'all gonna call me? I just said drop your number 2 hours ago. Nigga said I'm dropping your number. You always talk about it. You never drop your number. Anyway. We got a good little Q&A going. A lot of people ask some good questions. You got any advice on when you talking to bitches as far as building sexual tension? In person.
Looking to the end zone.
Really, I feel like some good ways is really just being like charismatic, being a little playful. When you be playful,
they need too funny on this
podcast. Touchiness. That's you feel me? On the way, say y'all going inside a restaurant. You feel me? You
try to add the lead now with the PAT. And the PAT makes it.
She's walking. You know, you just walking. Like I was like tickling her finger, and she like looked at it, and then she was like, "God, I knew it was go to."
See, I would say the opposite advice. I think the playful shit helps. It helps build a connection. So I definitely would advise, like when you're first meeting the girl, kind of having
You
not
talking about?
not
Here's the
goofy, but
return from
kind of just
inside
that
the
more
25.
energetic. What's going on? How you doing? Boom. Okay, you look. Saw you. Thought you was good looking. Whatever. Right. Boom. More energy.
Yeah.
But to build the sexual tension, I would advise to be more composed. Basically, instead of it's not so much what you're saying, but just tonality.
All right, not spitting no game.
What you doing back and forth all day? That's dry.
Yeah, dry.
That's.
Hold on.
Just get.
Some shit too though is like natural. Like you do want to grow. You know, 'cause he mentioned a serious relationship. Like you want to grow who you got good chemistry with, to where that shit too just kind of naturally creates an attachment. Someone a conversation is just like a tennis match. You say something, she say something. Y'all bounce off each other. Y'all play off each other. So there's some girls who you just naturally got chemistry with. Y'all naturally play off each other very well. So that also can create an attachment to where, if you are in a serious relationship, if y'all do start talking long term, it makes you more irreplaceable because guys experience this too, where you just feel like the chemistry you got with this person is hard to replace. Like, yeah, there's other people attractive, but y'all got a certain just chemistry. Y'all got a inside jokes and this and that, and y'all know how to play off each other. So some shit too is you can't develop that shit, but some shit you just naturally meet people, y'all click very well. But yeah. You got any good to go on texting? My whole thing is, but I text the link up. I don't text her today.
He said, I text the link up.
Yeah, I don't really text truthfully.
No cab though. That text would be dead.
When I was younger, my texting bag was a lot more extravagant. But as I get older, as I get older, it's like.
Don't be no point.
It's like what you said, niggas is linking up to text. But for the younger dudes, the do's and don'ts of texting, no good mornings, no good nights. Don't do that. Some dudes, some ones that you can utilize in today's
Finger really
society,
swollen.
like the meme things. Maybe y'all have an inside joke and you see like a meme or like a video and you send it to them. That just it creates like an instant conversation on something that y'all talked about in the past or like a funny moment or something. Those is good dudes. That's all I really got right now. But yeah, just don't no good morning, no good night. If she sends you good morning, good night, oh, absolutely, that's great. You feel me? Utilize the emojis. I like emojis, and I would say I remember I got this compliment from a girl. I think it was in high school. She texted me, and I remember she said something like, "You're not dry to text. I texted boys in the past, and they be dry. So if you're gonna text, it's gonna be dry like that.
I'll be dry.
The plain, like if you're gonna text just what you doing, and it's just like a what you doing back and forth all day, that's dry.
Nutty.
That's she's not getting wet. She doesn't want to link up with you, brother. But just try to show.
She doesn't want to link up with you, brother.
A little bit of charm, a little bit of playfulness. It's best to get up in that bitch ear. I ain't gonna lie. It's best to get up in that bitch ear. Real talk, call her. If she's willing to text, bitch, you willing to talk.
And that's going to distinguish you because a lot of niggas is texting her, and it's more personal, it's more intimate, like it's more direct. You know what I'm saying?
And if you can FaceTime, that's even better. But if the bitch got you looking at the wall, that's disrespectful. And if you have a feeling that she might have you looking up the wall, then you might as well just call her. Don't even waste your time.
Patrice and Dame seem to be some of y'all mentors.
Dang.
Drop some knowledge on who these mentors are and the jewels you picked up from them. So you got any mentors, whether it be Patrice, Dame, that nigga gave you some good game?
Put it short and simple. I like Dame's leadership, and I like the charismatic, the charm and the charisma that Patrice got.
Any advice on speaking to older women? I'm 17, brother. Don't talk to these older hoes. That's my advice.
But I do understand the draw of being hella young and wanting to not grow old.
He's saying fuck cougars. Like I wouldn't advise niggas to fuck cougars. I don't.
You didn't fuck a cougar?
I didn't fuck several, but it's like that's not.
When you were young, it was interesting.
It was cool, but it's like,
yeah, it's a meal. Niggas look up, watch more meal. They want to see what the meal's talking about.
That shit cool, but not really. Like, I don't nigga get it. Like, bitches your age is the best. Like, get bitches in their 20s. That's my advice. Bitches in their 20s is the best bitches. Like, all these 40-year, I'm good. I'm not it. I'm cool. Like, I can't even watch MILF porn. Brother, I'm good. I don't want no bitch that's. They like
He's
this.
talking about anything.
These bitches are whores.
You know, I recently just saw a woman's a woman's peak sexual divine or sexual high is hella low.
It's not. But what did it say?
It said like something like 30, like 35 to like 42.
Brother, you gotta understand, and that's why I see through all this retarded shit. For one,
He said, I see
it's
through all this
propaganda.
retarded.
Like they're trying to promote the idea of marry later. Marry later, this and that. That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, 35 is when you start reaching, it becomes dangerous to have a kid. Like, how is that your sexual peak? That makes no logical sense. For one, man, your peak is when the customer's most attracted to you, not when you feel like you're most attractive. Just like as a guy, your peak is when women find you most attractive. At what point do most women are going to find you most attractive? So a woman's peak is going to be in her 20s. That's when most men are going to be most attractive when she's young and have kids type shit. Now, as far as, like I said, I see the propaganda. They're trying to promote this whole, be older, very older, blah, 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 have fun while you're young. And then on top of that, a lot of bitches, when they get that age, that's probably when they're their horniest. And that's something Patrice talked about. Yeah, like, that's what Patrice talked about. Like, nigga, that's when they're horniest because they're at the lowest. They're because they don't have as many options. So their horniness is just desperate. It's like a horny nigga. When you get bitches, you're not horny. But at least you don't have that horny energy. Obviously, there's a lot of niggas who fucking, but it's like you don't have this horny, thirsty energy. Why? Because I got food in the fridge.
He said, because I got food in the fridge. Yo.
It's starting to slow down. That's when the
Yo, he's the bed, bro.
It starts to kick into her. Now they're just more on some, they just want to fuck. So nigga, they try to frame it as the sexual. It's not, bitch. You just thirsty.
Dang, that's a fumble.
Damn bad.
Yeah, that's a crazy hit.
Bitch reached out talking about, oh, let's do it flat. Damn bad. It ain't
Damn bad for real.
It ain't like, nigga, it's
For
been
real.
2 years you want to link right now. Damn bad.
Kidding.
That's all it is.
Jump for 4
This
yards.
is a position
Like,
where she's more thirsty than she was before. Before, it's like, nigga, she could give or take if the collab happens. Oh, if it happens, it happens. Now there's a horniness. Like, I see through all this retarded shit.
That is probably like it's slowed down. That's why you'll hear horniness.
Niggas ain't horny for you. Your options went down. It's just desperateness. Yeah. And that, even as far as dudes, the horny niggas is just so thirsty for niggas don't knock hoes. Any nigga that genuinely knock hoes, obviously, yeah, niggas like hoes. Niggas forever want hoes, but it's like you're not on some desperate, horny. I could care less about it. Why? I got it.
You don't pretend bitches. You get bored. Don't start numbers. You shoot 40%. 3 of them gonna link up. 2 of them you gonna crash. 1 of them gonna be on the main roster.
Now, what should her body count be at 23?
I just gotta be there like 6.5, 7. Some of these bitches
at 23? Oh, man. He said 6.5.
Like, it just sounds reasonable. Because you had your fun. You know what I'm saying? 6 looks like 10,
but it ain't 9, so like, bitch, you done been with double-digit niggas.
I'm telling you, easily all these bitches. Like, if you thinking you mean a 23-year-old who ain't, brother, you got one.
10 plus.
But it really also depends, and we spoke on this before, like, what are you capable of purchasing? See, we can always discuss what we want, but if you can't afford the item, it don't matter. You can go to the store and want anything. What can you afford? So if you a nigga, like let's say us, who got our life together, we got some shit going for ourselves, a little bit of clout, blah, blah, blah.
What?
We can be pickier. But if you a regular nigga, this and that, where nigga, you might, nigga, stumble across one bitch every 3 months, this and brother, I'm not saying have no standards, but you gotta be more reasonable, like, nigga. What can you afford? Can you afford to be as picky as the next nigga? So that's another thing. Ask niggas, oh, what do you think is a good
He's spitting though.
It's your program, like it's your situation. So it's like
So it'll be a chip shot.
Can't necessarily apply another nigga's standards to you, especially when he's not in the same position as you.
I ain't gonna lie. The older a nigga get, I can see why niggas really start.
And it's see, there's levels to this shit. Like, people just hear that number shit and they just, it's like a trigger. Like, oh, nigga, this shit is so deep because it's like, I know bitches with low body counts who are terrible bitches. And I know bitches with high body counts who are solid bitches. Now, how do you define a solid bitch? I define a solid bitch as someone who's invested in me, provided a lot of value to my life. So, nigga, I knew bitches who had 15 plus bodies, but nigga, if I was stranded 2 hours away, they would drive and pick me up. They would, nigga, if I needed $200 or I needed some money, they would send it to me like this. I knew bitches with 1, 2 bodies, nigga, they wouldn't do nothing for me. If I was nigga down bad, they wouldn't help me out. So I don't value her compared to the bitch with 15. Another thing to keep in mind is, nigga, how many people are they attached to it when they passed? So yeah, she might have 2 bodies, but she's still attached to both of them niggas. She might have 1 body, but it was a nigga like, let's just say, nigga, rest in peace to Kobe, but let's say it's hard to replace a nigga like Kobe. So she might have only been with maybe only Kobe, 1 body. But it's like, she's with you and she's always the ghost of
fumble, dog.
Forever be your relationship. She's always going to be thinking about him or comparing you to him and feeling like she's getting less than what she had. Because he was a nigga who was just phenomenal. So it's like, that's another thing to keep in mind. Maybe she had 7 niggas. None of them niggas they was all trash. They all were niggas who she don't give a fuck about. So she's with you. You are her best option.
Any play. I don't know why they make my defense do that.
They was niggas who was better than you, quote unquote. So she don't. You're getting. She's still thinking about them, or she still want them. That's why that attachment shit is important. She's still attached to old niggas. This shit gets deep than just the number itself. And the proximity, like you say, as far as you know the person, that's another big thing. She might have only had 2 bodies, but if it's 2 niggas that I know, bitch, I'm cool off. Let's say she had 10 bodies, but it's 10 out-of-state niggas who I never know, never met, probably wouldn't care as much.
It's different.
So it's levels, you know. Is she still attached to these niggas? Who was these niggas? Like I say, it's like, nigga, the best thing, the most important thing is like, you gotta be her best option. I ain't gonna lie. That's really it. You gotta be her best. And if you dealing with bitches who didn't have, and that's why it be dangerous and it get tricky when bitches have been tampered with top tier niggas. Because it's like, nigga, they always like comparing you to niggas who they feel like are better. So the number shit, it is deep. It ain't just like, oh, she got 5, she's there. She got 1, she's a solid bitch. Nah, I know bitches with 1, 2 bodies, trash. I know bitches who had 15, 16, 17, 20 plus bodies. Bitches give me the world. You know what I'm saying? So it gets deep, and I feel like especially niggas who don't get bitches, they get hyper fixated on the number. Oh, she has this many bodies, she's a whore, and it's like,
there's a shot toward the end zone.
Niggas that's in the field understand this shit, but it ain't this nigga black and white, she got this many bodies, she's a whore. And then niggas who don't really be in the field having unrealistic expectations. Like, oh, I want a bitch with, that's why I say bitch. Bitch 23, I promise you, 10 easy. Unless you get a bitch,
you gotta pick the best John.
The 10 easy.
He's gonna return it from near the goal line.
But a big one is those attachments. Go to 3, that's solid pass. She's always thinking about this guy and this guy. And, oh, that guy was so funny. I miss his nigga. This guy was just
back out on the field.
This nigga superstar. I miss nigga his just presence. This guy was so nasty. These bitches have ghosts. Ghosts, man. They have relationships. They got hella ghosts haunting your relationship.
Okay. Listen.
So how do you see you feel me, the truth or not?
He got a fumble eventually. Like, come on.
Behavior communicates everything. I don't care what bitches say. Like, I literally don't care what a bitch says at all. No, I believe what I see. I believe it.
Ooh.
This is what you love to see, right?
No. What are we talking about? You saying that, right? So nigga, they broke up. And he gets back with her, and nigga, she says I haven't been with nobody.
They break up. You believe what you see. You believe she's getting fucked.
No, that she is.
You didn't see her get fucked. You asked her, did you get fucked? She said,
If I'm not, can you hear me? If I'm not with her, she's getting dick. Just understand that. She's not a virgin, so she's not just going through life never fucking again.
But she's also not
Quarterback drops back from the shotgun.
around with that. She's not
They can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete. No huddle here for the offense.
Nigga, if she's not giving me the pussy, she's giving somebody that's not me the pussy. So I don't give a fuck if she's giving 10 niggas the pussy or one nigga the pussy. It's not me who's getting the pussy. Like, I don't care who's getting it.
He said it's not me.
Shit like that. That's goofy. I'm not asking if it. Oh, and even if I do ask her, I don't care. Like, what she said is really just like, I'm using what she says as like a reference. So if she says like, oh no, then it's like I'm comparing that to her behavior to see if there's alignment. Or like, nigga, it's like when you ask a bitch her body count. I don't trust bitches, whatever they say. But depending on what they say, it gives you kind of an idea, depending on her behavior, if
Are they lying or not?
That number. So a bitch says, oh yeah, 7, 10, 20, 15, whatever. She says a number that can make her look bad. Like, oh, I've had bitches, oh yeah, 27. Clearly,
How? Why is it?
So it's automatic. I go, she's probably a little bit more honest. She's probably a little bit more honest, but let's her behavior kind of match. Is it control? So it's the same when that bitch says a low body. I don't believe the low, high. I don't believe none of you. But her behavior will kind of determine if it's a little bit more like the number was true. You get what I'm saying? But long story short, if the bitch ain't with me, she's fucking somebody. And depending on nigga long-term relationship, that'll kind of determine how likely the
I didn't have to call someone.
long story short, like I don't care. Like nigga, bitches, they're all whores. That's why, at least for me, like they're all whores. If she's not giving me the pussy, someone's getting it.
Yo, this man undefeated, bro. Like, come on.
I don't care.
Right there.
So if we break up, bitch, I don't care what you do. You're dead to me.
Got to get on the same page. They've got to
And that's another. I don't like that phrase either. Niggas like, oh, she's not yours. It's just your turn. Nah, nigga, it's just her turn.
He said it's just her turn.
Language, like you gotta understand your language is communicating power, value, and like nigga, the perception and the perspective of what you're looking at. For you to say it's not, I'm not hers, or she was never mine. It's just my turn. It's like you're implying that like
she's the value.
Yeah, like she's the value in the situation. Like, oh, I'm just gonna enjoy my ride until she kicks me off for another. It's like, nah, nigga, it's just her turn. Like, bitch, it's just your turn. Like, nigga, the moment you fuck up, it's another bitch's turn. Like, bitch, don't think you was like her. She's your turn. Another bitch is your turn right now. Bitch, you better, nigga, ride this ride as long as you can and don't fuck up your situation because you can be replaced. It's a different mentality, right? That's why I say, like, just the way, just sentences alone, you start talking different. I just saw a video the other day, and it was like, basically, it said something to the effect like, nigga, people communicate, like, people are in groups, and you communicate kind of which
He
group.
quit.
And to simplify it, it's kind of like the winner and loser group. It's like winners communicate a certain way. Niggas who knock bitches communicate a certain way. You can see it. That's why they say real recognize real. It's certain shit that a nigga
Game.
I remember, I ain't gonna say which YouTuber, but I remember a YouTuber said that when we was linking with him. That whole, oh yeah, it's just, she's not mine, it's just her turn. And I corrected him, I said, it's just her turn. Like, nigga, what do you, like, this shit gets deep, but it's like, brother, I'm be going on tangents. Long story short, your girl's getting fucked, bro. It is what it is. Like, nigga, you can forever weep about it, keep thinking about her, which is pointless. I just had a nigga at the gym, nerd. But it's like, nigga, it is what it is. He was showing love, but he was like, yeah, you got any advice? I'm just obsessed with my ex. It's like, yeah, she fucked up a couple times, but I keep looking past it, and my nigga, I can't help you, brother. it is what it is.
He said, I
Like,
can't help you,
man,
brother.
nigga.
I can't help you on that one. The only advice you can give is
It's like saying like, yo, can you help me not want to eat a brownie? Like I like brownies, but I just don't want to eat it. And it's like, that's what you value that. You're attracted to that. You starving, you eat out the trash. That's why I say the situation a lot of times.
You starving, you eat out the trash.
Situation, mentality. Niggas got to get out the gutter, bro. You got to get out that trash. Garbage days tomorrow. You got to make sure you're not in that trash.
Niggas
is in that trash. Oh my god. Niggas still thinking like he even said like, bro, she fucked up. I'm trying to look past it. But
You trying.
the only thing like this is the only way anything
That make it even worse. You say you trying to. That's how you know it's nutty.
somehow fuck up in the relationship, whatever boundaries, whatever y'all set, and you go outside the boundaries. She gotta look past it. She gotta look past it. You can't look past nothing. You gotta always look forward. She gotta be the one that look past everything.
No, I swear to God, that's why I say it all sounds terrible. It sounds misogynistic, but it's like, nigga, everything, nigga.
And the pass ball is incomplete.
This is what's gonna happen if he
defensive back,
passes
getting a
and
hand
she
on it and tipping it up
it's just
in
gonna
the
be
air.
disrespect out the
Anytime you
ass.
see
She
a
can't
tip
respect
go
you,
up,
whether it's that,
often
like,
the
nigga,
defense
the
is
point I'm
thinking
getting at, bitch
interception.
gotta
This one
respect you.
falls
Like,
to the
she
ground.
can't
But the next tip ball could be going the other way.
disrespect you. That's really all it comes down to. Like, nigga, that is that simple. If you got any advice on raising a kid with a woman who's just a casual hookup, 3-year hookup, and she seems to be a different person now. Leverage guys. Leverage is everything. Now she got leverage in the situation because she got a kid. She's acting a little different.
The timing, as we saw on this play.
Yeah, she's probably trying to weaponize the kid, I'm assuming. Raising the kid
I'm
with a
forward.
woman as a hookup, this is why it's so important. That's why it's so important. Like,
damn.
you got it. And I tweeted this shit.
I ain't gonna lie, a 3-year casual hookup is not a 3-year casual hookup. That's a relationship.
But I got 3-year casual.
First and goal.
3-year casual hookup.
Yeah, homies, I didn't think a 5-year casual. Bitches getting dick for 5 years. Hoping for this nigga's son out to get it too.
Excellent effort here by this defense. Staying
But there's no
in their
feelings
lane.
involved. Why is the fuck? It's casual, strictly casual.
To get anything going there.
You're casual hookup and they're casual, you're traveling the world, you're doing hella other shit. These niggas casual hookup, they're leaving the relationship.
Behind the line, it's a loss of 2.
That's you're in a relationship.
He ain't had no feelings involved. I know this nigga
Getting
from here.
close to the goal line, not only
Nigga,
is
Ozzy.
the big stuff,
Nigga,
but they sent
Ozzy.
him backwards in the process.
Yeah. But yeah, that right there, and this, I made a tweet about this. So powerful. I said, be careful the guard in the clinches. I wasn't talking about the guard, nigga, the guard in your back door. Be careful, the guard clinches lead. These niggas is playing
Fumble,
they
man.
see the bad guards. Then they want to ask us advice. They're
He's
fucked.
going to be able to find a way to get to the end zone. He is such a
But truthfully, I would just say, nigga, you gotta just try to keep it cordial, try to keep the relationship on good terms. I would say don't fuck her. Keep the sex out of it so that nigga it'll help emotions stay out of it. Hopefully her emotions don't even get involved, your emotions don't get involved, and y'all just try to.
I'm about to say, yo, they be cheating with that, yo. There's no way he getting up the line that fast, bro. That's cheating. Like, yo, they gotta chill. That really is cheating right there, bro. I won't even lie.
Yeah, shit is tragic. This thing says, how do you introduce the program to the female that you fucking off the bat immediately?
It happens as soon as
From the shadow of the goal line, looking to throw the ball.
it gets as simple as you ask her for a number and she gives you an IG.
Just a short gain on that completion.
Fuck with the IG. You're no longer on staying on it.
Facts.
Yeah, you
That's
get a program,
facts.
if you heard of the, like the term
If you ask for the IG and she give you, oh no, if you ask for the number and she give you the IG,
it's not even wrong.
you following her program.
Dropping back.
It might be a psychological
Oh, yeah.
thing, but it's basically like the brain. Like basically, it's like nigga,
Yeah, faster
who's
tight
in
end.
control of the dynamic? What's the frame of the situation? It's like the perspective of the situation. Like, what's the frame? Whose frame are you in? Her frame or your frame? You heard shit like that? I mean, yeah, it's like a picture frame, but it's a term it uses a lot in like psychology and shit. Where it's like it's just like nigga, brain. So nigga, for example, like the frame of your relationship with your girl is different than the frame of your relationship with your mom.
They'll keep it on the ground. Running back
Frame, the dynamic. Yes, you're a guy, they're a girl. Dynamic. The frame is different. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of to what you just said.
He don't understand. He's shaking his head though. He don't understand.
She offers the Instagram. At that moment, there's a clash in frame. Like she's trying to get something and you're trying to get something different. And so it's like, who's gonna submit to whose frame? Either you're gonna submit to hers, which is, oh, I'll take Instagram. Now you're in her world, her program. Or she's gonna submit to you and be like, all right, I'll get you. And so, I mean, if you haven't heard the term, you can just look it up. There's a lot of great videos on, like, I've seen a lot on, like, just TV shows, and they'll talk about how different people frame and all this other shit. So I think it's a psychology term. That's basically like the program, like the frame. Whose frame are you on? What's the program? And like you say, this shit starts off with that. Who's kind of controlling the dynamic of the relationship? If she's telling you, oh yeah, you got to take me on a date first, she's kind of controlling the frame of the situation. She's kind of saying, this is the program. You got to fuck with me on these conditions. Compared to if you say, yeah, if you want to fuck with me, we can grab an ice cream. We ain't going to whatever. It's like you're controlling the dynamic. So the program is ultimately just kind of like, nigga, the frame, who's in control, who's the boss. That's why I say everything is ultimately just your program. Every interaction, you're kind of, and the more attractive she is, she naturally just falls into your frame. She naturally just falls into your program. When you're getting conflict and friction, that's typically a girl who's less attractive or a girl who's more masculine. Not masculine, like physically looking like a guy, but just she's more combative. She's more, you say something, she's trying to combat.
Always want to argue. You got to rebuttal.
Less attracted to. Typically, she's attracted. She just naturally is submissive to the frames. The difference between chasing and pursuing. And how do you know what a girl perceives you as?
Chase, I feel like chase. It's almost like you're always willing to go out and chase is like a constant battle. There might be another step.
No, we doing those? Okay.
Chase,
Okay.
Yeah, I would say chase too is like they're not reciprocating the interest back. They're chasing. Pursuing is she's reciprocating. It might be initiating the date, setting up the date, texting her first, but she's always reciprocating the interest. How do you know how a girl perceives you? Like if she perceives you as someone who, oh, she's trying to get the bag out of you, or she perceives you as,
oh, I mean, with that bag shit. But it's like, no matter what game bitch plays, it's like, bitch,
come on.
Like, bitch, I'm not, it goes to this perspective, like, bitch, I'm only getting the number, bitch. I don't got, bitch, and I just don't have bitches on, it's like, it's just,
yeah, like, niggas is just, like,
we're never on, I'm never on your time, bitch.
Ever! I swear to, and this right here, I love the game, like, nigga, everything will like, you're the boss. This is something so simple. This is, nigga, go back. See, a lot of niggas will start off in the relationship with power, but they'll lose it over time. Gradually, they'll lose the frame, they'll lose the power, they'll lose the program. The program starts changing on her terms. I mean, I'll give you a simple example of my situation. Where it's like, it's something so simple that a lot of niggas will overlook and not think none of it. Listen, long story short, we're not talking about this. Like, we can't travel.
Oh my.
Notice, like, picture. It's like I had to check my girl. Now it wasn't nothing crazy, but I think I got nothing serious. Like, don't never move none in this house without running the Bible. Like, put that back where it was. Don't ever move none without running the Bible. It's like in that moment.
That's not a fumble though, bro. Like,
it's very clear. Like, nothing's on your terms. Like, and now looking at my situation, like, there's certain shit I might give her in charge. Oh, the kitchen, you what you want. Even like the living room, I don't really care. You can sit this, but they gotta run by me first.
That's a
like,
pig.
Like, yeah, you could decorate shit and this and that. They gotta run by me first. Like, don't just start moving shit feeling like you, nigga, not in charge. And nigga, it's little shit like that where it's like a nigga will let that slide. It just starts carrying over another element. It's like she feels comfortable doing shit and not running it by the man. Whether it be maybe in the future y'all start the kids, she's making decisions about the kids without running it by you. So it's like that's something so simple that a lot of niggas will not catch that. And it's like, nigga, you gotta catch everything.
Ooh, I could have spun off of
And
that.
that is just such a good lesson because it just emphasizes that point of like, don't get comfortable thinking that nigga everything is always ran by me. It sounds so simple, but then it goes back to just that programming. This is how a lot of niggas lose power is through little shit. You be baby steps, where she just kind of slowly manipulates the situation, program, and kind of doing shit on her terms. Whether this shit, you gotta. Power is everything. I ain't lying. Like, you gotta be the man.
And then also it's like you're the man, you're the one that's in power. Constantly have to fucking show your power. That we're not in a good relationship. We might have pressure. He lets it go. Kind of correct your ass every other day. This is a fight.
Yeah, and that's that going back to that submissiveness. Like when she's more attracted or just submissive, there isn't constant friction or conflict. Have you ever met a woman? Oh, one thing that let me talk on this too about how to know like how a woman perceives you. That's a very important too. Like that's so important just in a relationship in general because the way a woman perceives you has such a big role on just the whole relationship because it's really the lens through which she sees everything you do. And this goes back to when I've discussed you have perceived value, you don't have convey value. And depending on how she perceives you, like you can do the exact same behavior, but she perceives it differently, so it's a different outcome. So let's just say, for example, let's just say somebody bumps into you, and they go, they're rude. Watch out. Like, whatever. You just play it off. If she perceives you as someone who's nigga, strong, confident, Mike Tyson type nigga, she just looks past it like, oh, my man gave him a pass. If she perceives you as a sucker or she perceives you as weak, that same situation, the exact same thing, she sees you as a bitch. So, man, and so it's just so important because there's so much little shit that niggas do in relationships where depending on how she perceives you can change the whole dynamic. It's just like
I took to the wrong boy anyway.
Like if she sees you as highly attractive, this and that, she's just compliant. Okay. If she sees you as less than her, this and that, she sees you as like annoying. That's when she's giving you talk back. And why it gotta be like this? And then, why can't I dress like this? Why can't I go out? And it's all just based kind of on her perception. Every behavior you do, she's looking at it through this lens. So that's so important. And a lot of that shit too is like, you just gotta be have discernment. You gotta be able to protect. That's wisdom. How do you gain wisdom? Experience. Or a nigga putting you on game. Either you experience it yourself or a nigga putting you on game. But it's like, wisdom is so important. I remember one of the homies, I ain't gonna say the one of the younger homies, he was talking about his old relationship, his girl, and he was like, yeah, everything was good, blah, blah, but there were a couple of times where like guys just swipe up on her story or try to hit her up. But basically, one of the situations he told me, he was like, she posted a picture with them in bed. And he's like, yeah.
Why did I throw that? I don't know why I threw that.
But then, long story short, the point I'm getting at is like, he didn't have the wisdom, and I was putting him on game. Like, he didn't even see the red flag in what she did. And I'm like, it wasn't a crazy, like, provocative picture. It was a sexualized picture. Now, the picture was just like, it was
crazy work. Crazy work.
She stayed in the picture and there's like a mirror behind her. So they see her in his back. You know what I'm saying? It's like if the bitch is on me right here and she takes a picture and they don't see my face, they see her and me and they see I'm shirtless, they see she ain't got nothing on. And it's like, when I was the game I was giving them, I'm like, for one, why is she posting what y'all doing privately, publicly? Like she's posting a private, and this ain't just like a regular innocent selfie. This is like a sexualized picture. Y'all in bed, and it was like it had red lights, dark. So I'm like, that was a sexualized picture in which she's sexualizing herself, even though it isn't crazy provocative to her. He's not seeing them into it. I'm like, nigga, that's inviting those type of things. And I'm like, nigga, and then when I use this example, it really put into it. It really changed his perspective. But I'm like, nigga, imagine your mom did that with your dad, posted a picture like that. You you would be like, what the fuck? Why'd you post that? But and then he clicked like, yeah, that would be weird as fuck. And I'm like, right. Like, nigga, that's how you should feel. That same gut feeling, you should have that towards your woman. Like, nigga, don't post no shit like that. Now, you post an innocent picture of us, selfie, that's different.
What are you stopping for?
Posting a provocative sexual picture, even though it's not.
Chill, this is retarded.
But when I put that perspective of the mom, he clicked. Oh, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, nigga, that type of picture.
Oh, no, I'm kicking off. Never.